Dane County's jail consolidation project is one step closer to becoming a reality.
NBC 15's Shayna Nijawan went to a news conference this morning, and there the Dane County Sheriff's Office and Black Caucus of the Dane County Board of Supervisors discussed the agreements they made to ensure the project moves forward.
Lee, John, Supervisor Dana Pelabon kicked off today's meeting, highlighting some of the initial concerns that the board had, including funding for the project and a lack of mental health resources within the jail population. But after some conversations and compromises, the Black Caucus and Sheriff Barrett say they are now on the same page. Pelabon says the Black Caucus was hesitant to support more funding for the project without first ensuring the well-being of the inmates. Now, the board says it recognizes that mental health is a priority with the new funding. While the cost of the project is still the same, a 20-year bond would ease the financial burden.
In response to the funding request, the Black Caucus worked with the feedback from the community to produce a plan that would reduce the jail size, meet the current budget, and codify reforms that were a part of the JFA Institute's recommendations.
Pelabon also said Sheriff Barrett will support removal of federal in-transit prisoners from the current jail facility, as well as the elimination or reduction of solitary confinement. The Dane County Board will be considering these resolutions at tomorrow's county board meeting. If approved, the project could go out for bid this summer. Live in the newsroom, Shayna Nijawan, NBC 15 News.